Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, a temporary ceasefire is reached with Iran after Trump's threats.
And Oswego police invest in more drones for their fleet.
Plus, snow showers falling last night. I'll have all that and more in my full weather forecast, but WTOP-10 News starts right now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Brady Hauser.
And I'm Josh Madison.
Josh, I don't know about you, but this weather sure does not feel like spring.
Yeah, I was not expecting to see snow on the ground this morning. Let's turn to our assistant chief meteorologist Bradley Jacobs to help us figure out the roller coaster weather.
Thanks, guys. And roller coaster is most definitely an understatement. With Old Man Winter still hanging around, seeing those snow showers on the ground waking up this morning, probably not anyone's bingo card to start off early April. But we still are expecting those temperatures to continue to fluctuate. So don't let go. Make sure you're still buckled up on that roller coaster because that ride is not ending soon. But we will have some rain showers to kind of end the week. And April showers do indeed bring May flowers. But is that really going to be the case? Be sure to stay tuned for my full weather forecast just ahead. But for now, back to the desk.
Thank you, Bradley. 9 projects have been awarded grants to help and promote and protect the Lake Ontario National Marine Sanctuary. Deal projects increase conservation efforts and public access, raise awareness about the sanctuary and its heritage, and increase community learning and public outreach. Projects include funding new museum exhibits, kayak expeditions, and a week-long summer camp for high school students. The federal budget for the Office of Marine Sanctuaries, which oversees the national sanctuary system, has remained stagnant as sanctuaries have been added.
Oswego County is planning to expand the remote-controlled drone first responding fleet from 3 drones to 15 by the end of the year. The drones are a part of the county's 911 center and help first responders with everything from missing person searches, water rescues and manhunts to firefighting and car accidents. Kevin Pooley, the director of the 911 center, said there will be 6 new drones over the next 2 months, but did not say where the drones will be deployed.
A full day of testimony in an attempted murder trial of Richard Rivers was highlighted by a full recounting of the event by the victim today. Rivers, a resident of Oswego, is on trial for the attempted murder of Ryan P. Bailey following a June 2025 road rage incident. Rivers has been charged with attempted murder, assault with intent to cause serious injury with a weapon, and leaving the scene of an accident. The trial is scheduled for a full day on Wednesday at the Oswego County Courthouse.
A packaging plant caught on fire last night in Solvay, burning through multiple layers before being controlled by firefighters. At around 10 o'clock last night, a fire was reported in the Smurfit West Rock Solvay mill, and when firefighters arrived, they say a drying unit and the ventilation system were on fire, which is how it spread throughout the building. The building sprinkler system went off but couldn't control the fire as the firefighters took 90 minutes to extinguish the flame.
A Central New York corrections officer remains in the ICU after being exposed to an unknown substance at the Mohawk Correctional Facility in Rome. Officials say an envelope carrying suspicious materials exposed the officer to an unknown material. The officer was initially listed in critical condition but is now unstable, though still intubated. According to Brian Huluska, the Central Region Vice President for the New York State Corrections Office and Police Beneficial Association, the investigation is still ongoing.
3 dogs were found dead on Sunday in the town of Scott. Deputies were sent on an investigative search on an animal cruelty call where they found 3 dogs, both dead and discarded. Deputies say the dogs were seemingly very malnourished with multiple injuries. The investigation is still ongoing, and deputies ask if you have any information, please call the number on your screen.
Oswego's theater department is exploring philosophy with their upcoming performance.
With more on what to expect from the performances, here is WTOP-10 reporter Hannah Freed.
Thanks, guys. Tomorrow night, Oswego theater students will perform a scripted reading of the one-act play titled No Exit by French existentialist philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre. I spoke with Dr. Bella Poynton about the process of working with the philosophy department for the first time to produce such a performance.
I've been working with Dr. Craig Delancey, and this is the great sort of existentialist masterpiece about 3 people who have died and gone to hell. We have been working on it with the philosophy department and the theater department in combination. We explored existentialism from a philosophical perspective, and Dr. Delancey did some lectures, and I talked about existentialist theater. And then 4 or 5 weeks into the course, we started rehearsing for the staged reading.
The performance is tomorrow, April 8th at 4:30 p.m. in Tyler Hall's downstairs lab theater. Admission is free for all students and community members with no tickets required. For WTOP-10, I'm Hannah Freed.
Thanks, Hannah.
Members of the Liverpool School Board spoke out during a heated meeting over a proposed budget that includes 78 job cuts. The district is working to close a $13 million gap, with staffing reductions a key part of the plan. Superintendent Richard Chapman presented the proposal, but board members raised concerns about the impact on students. The proposal also includes smaller cost-saving measures like switching to generic supplies.
A former postmaster faces up to 5 years in prison after admitting to a large-scale money order fraud scheme. Federal prosecutors say Delos Thurston pleaded guilty in federal court in Syracuse on Tuesday. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, Thurston was serving as a postmaster in the village of Morrisville when he issued $179 without paying for them. Investigators say the scheme ran from April of last year through January, totaling more than $118,000.
The Fayette Street parking garage in downtown Syracuse is one step closer to demolition. The structure at 300 East Fayette Street has been closed since November, and now city officials say it's too dangerous to save. The city estimates repairs could cost up to $20 million, while demolition will cost about $3 million. Officials say the city will likely need to borrow the money, but the building will come down regardless.
New York State Police in St. Lawrence County are currently looking for a missing vulnerable adult from Governor. New York State Police identified the individual as 80-year-old Clyde L. Warrener, who was last seen on Saturday, April 1st after approximately 12:30 p.m., leaving a funeral service in Edwards. Investigators are searching for Warrener, already vulnerable due to medical conditions, who may be on his vehicle or in the Russell and Pierpoint areas. Anyone with information on Warrener's location should contact New York State Police.
Billy Idol is making a stop in Syracuse during his 2026 tour. According to Live Nation, he will be playing some of his biggest hits from his career, including Eyes Without a Face and Rebel Yell. He will also be playing Kiss Me Deadly, a hit song from his former group Generation X, who he led until they broke up in 1981. The concert will be held August 15th at Lakeview Amphitheater. Tickets going on sale Friday at noon, and the pre-sale tickets will go live tomorrow.
If you like fried chicken, a new fast food chicken joint might be coming to Onondaga County. Raising Cane's, a fast-growing national restaurant chain known for its chicken fingers, is looking to open a restaurant in the city of DeWitt. Raising Cane's is known for its fried chicken fingers, crinkle-cut fries, and its signature cane sauce. The company's application to the Town DeWitt Planning Board said it would convert the existing Taco Bell in the DeWitt Town Center into a Raising Cane's. Have you gotten to check out the greenhouse in Shinman Hall?
Our news reporter Suad Hamoud has more information on their availability and goals. Suad?
Thank you, Josh. If you have been curious on going to the greenhouse available in Shinman Hall, there are open hours every weekday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Here's more information on the greenhouse. Plants like cactuses, aloes, and many more are seen in the greenhouse. Eric Helquist, an associate professor at SUNY Oswego, says plant species in the greenhouse are meant to attract visitors with new plant species they have not seen before.
By having this standing collection, it provides interest for visitors who can come here and see things that they haven't necessarily thought about before.
The greenhouse in Shinman Hall is somewhere that Helquist hopes many come visit. Eric Helquist mentions how it is a place people can go when they want to take a break.
Students and everyone on campus know that they can come up here, and this is a great place to maybe relieve a little anxiety and get to know some plants.
Visits are encouraged, including in my children's literature class. We will have an activity tomorrow that involves us going to the greenhouse, and I'm looking forward to it. To find the greenhouse, you can go to the elevator across the room 174. For more information, you can go to calendar.oswego.edu. That is all from me. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Suad.
Still ahead tonight, Artemis 2 has set a new space record.
And a temporary ceasefire has been reached in Iran.
$50. You better watch out. He's got to swat you like a bug.
That is like not.
You stole?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to your nightly news here on WTOP-10. I'm your Assistant Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Bradley Jacobs. We're going to starting things off with a quick look at the live radar. All the clouds, lake effect has moved on its way out, as we did see some snow showers overnight, but this is also very much different than what we were seeing last week, where last week temperatures were much higher and we were seeing thunderstorms much of the way throughout the area. Much different story a week later, as temperatures currently right now are 30 degrees with mostly clear, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy skies. Dew points in about 17 degrees. Humidity much lower than we were about a week ago, sitting at 57%. Pressure well above 1,000 millibars, indicating that nicer weather we're kind of seeing right now, but still a little bit windy, winds whipping off the lake at about 13 miles an hour from the northwest. Temperatures across the state, again, almost 30 to 40 degrees cooler than where we were a week ago, hence why we saw those snow showers overnight last night carry into today, and some cooler temperatures just staying much across the area throughout the rest of the day today. Now, this was a picture I was able to get last night of the snow showers falling over by Lakeside Commons, and you could just see it was just heavy, wet snow just kind of accumulating really quickly. The temperatures were really close to 32 degrees, hence why it was a lot more kind of just that like heavier wet snow instead of the lighter, fluffier stuff that we'll normally see around this time of year. But never fear, we have some temperatures warming up kind of across the region here. Over in the northern part of the country, we're going to stay a little bit cooler, but don't worry, as we go, we are seeing some more warm temperatures coming across the way here within the coming weeks. So just hang on. That temperature roller coaster is just really just up and down, up and down. As we'll kind of see here, we're going to go on that up heading into tomorrow. Skies clearing out, sunny skies, a little bit warming up a little bit, kind of a little bit more to where we should be for average for around this time of year. And taking a full look at that extended day forecast, bang, 61 degrees, very warm this Thursday. Some rain showers to kind of end of the week out, dipping back down a little bit. Saturday, Sunday, also looking a little bit more clear as things are going to clear up. We're going to rise up that roller coaster heading into next week with some rain showers coming in to start off next week. That's all for my forecast tonight. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Bradley.
The United States and Iran have reached a last-minute ceasefire agreement this afternoon. The announcement was made by President Trump just hours before a deadline that could have escalated the conflict. The deal calls for a temporary halt in fighting and the safe reopening the Strait of Hormuz to commercial shipping. Iran has signaled conditional acceptance while negotiations continue toward a long-term peace.
A growing number of Democrats are calling for President Trump's removal from office following his escalating threats against Iran. Lawmakers say the president's rhetoric raises concerns about potential war crimes and are urging either impeachment or action under the 25th Amendment. The White House dismissed the criticism as pathetic, accusing Democrats of a long-standing political attack.
The Wireless Festival in the UK was canceled after rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, was barred from entering the country. The rapper recently received a lot of backlash due to his history of anti-Semitic comments. Ye applied for travel into the UK and was denied by the government on the grounds that his presence would not be conducive for the public good. The organizers canceled the 3-day festival and will refund all the people who previously bought tickets.
American journalist Shelley Kittleson has been released after being kidnapped from Baghdad street corner last week. 2 Iraqi officials with direct knowledge of this situation confirmed this on Tuesday. According to one of the 2 officials, Kittleson was freed this afternoon, or in the afternoon of Tuesday, and the officials, who were not authorized to speak publicly, requested anonymously and did not reveal her current whereabouts. The group of astronauts aboard the Artemis II is heading back to Earth after a 7-hour lunar flyby in a record-breaking milestone.
CNN reporter Shelby Hubbard has more.
The Artemis II crew is sending new picturesque images more than 252,000 miles back to Earth, while the crew sets a new record for traveling farther than any human has before.
Houston, integrity, comm check.
That's the sound of the crew coming back online after a 40-minute communication blackout with Mission Control, during a period when they set their eyes on parts of the moon no human has seen before.
It is just fascinating here. It's so cool.
The more I look at the moon, the browner and browner it looks.
The astronauts had roughly 7 hours to look, take notes, and take photos during the flyby, noting details about the moon's soil composition, terrain, and other insights that will be vital to future missions.
There are little islands. There are islands of terrain out there that are completely surrounded by darkness.
Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen asked on behalf of his team to name a relatively recently discovered crater after Commander Reed Wiseman's late wife.
It's a bright spot on the moon, and we would like to call it Carol.
An emotional exchange between the crew after the Artemis II mission surpassed Apollo 13's distance record, just one of the highlights of an eventful day. The day began in the Orion spacecraft with a recording from the late Apollo 13 astronaut Jim Lovell, encouraging the crew to endeavor forward.
Hello, Artemis II. This is Apollo astronaut Jim Lovell. Welcome to my old neighborhood.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
The Artemis II is set to splash down just off the coast of San Diego Friday evening.
A very rare miracle took place in the sky. A woman went into labor and gave birth on a plane before landing in New York City. The chances of giving birth on a plane is 0.3 billionth % of a chance. In comparison, you are around 217 times more likely to be struck by lightning than give birth on a plane. A Caribbean airline spokesperson said the mother and child were given proper care upon landing.
Kathy Huckle announced that 12 community-based projects across 7 regions of New York will receive more than $370,000 in grants tied to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The funding awarded through the state's Community World Cup grant program will support public watch parties and related events aimed at drawing residents and visitors while boosting local businesses. The program totals $500,000 and is designed to expand the economic impact of the World Cup beyond host venues. Additional details on those events are expected to be announced later.
Plus, some major news in the sports world with Nick Stetter after the break.
Do you like reading? Do you like reading books? Do you like looking at books? Do you like having a collection of books in your living room?
Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty,
spoiler alert!
Okay, Lord, why did I write this in yellow? I told you! Welcome back between the pages.
Good evening and welcome to Jeopardy! I am your host, Joe.
Hello, Simon.
Joe is at this place. And I'm very concerned to see what Piper's answer is here.
Sorry, it's a 98-page rule book.
You guys are stumped still?
go. I'm going to sound like a little snob here. It was not founded by Ray Kroc.
Welcome back, everybody. Season 2 of Oswego Lazo. Hello and welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Nick Stetter and this is your full sports report. Kansas City is one of 11 U.S. states set to host matches for the World Cup. And with more than 500,000 visitors expected, transportation officials are rethinking how to keep traffic moving. Crews are now adjusting construction schedules with plans to reduce lane closures and pause some projects during the tournament. Jordan Fremstad has more.
Each one has its own issues, and you just deal with them as they come.
In April, road work shifts into high gear.
And we typically have about 100 to 110 projects going on in the Kansas City area.
This year, there's a tight timeline. 4 base camps and more than 500,000 people are expected in town for the World Cup.
I don't know if you can ever say you're prepared, but I say we're trying to give it our best effort.
MoDOT leaders like KC District Engineer Greg Bolin says they will do what they can to limit traffic obstacles.
It'll be limited activity.
Bolin says one project on Bannister and Highway 71 will remain active.
Because that project needs to be done prior to closing of I-70 next winter.
I-70 is one of the biggest projects, rebuilding parts of this stretch of interstate and adding a 4th lane.
Technically, I-70 is going to be under construction from now till 2030.
During the World Cup, MoDOT says it will pause a lot of that work to reduce any potential congestion.
We will have about 14 of those projects that we'll have limited construction basis on.
Bolin says you'll see less traffic cones and more open lanes.
Make sure that we have all the lanes open that we possibly can.
Over in Kansas, KDOT says closures will not be scheduled on major highway routes during the World Cup in the KC area or Lawrence. Bolin says drivers can...
Now, while fewer work zones are expected, drivers still plan ahead and give themselves extra time on the roads. Moving to Oswego, the Oswego baseball and softball schedules have had quite the shakeup due to the unpredictable weather of SUNY Oswego, labeled in Bradley's weather. The softball team were supposed to play Wednesday in a doubleheader against Alfred State, but unfortunately, due to the snowy conditions, the game has been moved to Thursday, April 9th, starting at 3 p.m. And the baseball squad were supposed to play Cortland twice today, but will now start next Tuesday, 1 p.m., followed by a 3:30 sequel. Swinging on over to the greens, SUNY Oswego golfer Sam Legas was named your Empire 8 Athlete of the Week. Legas was the top finisher at the Spring Thaw Tournament at Shawnee on Friday and Saturday. He shot a combined 151 through the 2 days, shooting an 80 on Friday and a 79 on Saturday, combining for only 15 over in the entire tournament. Congratulations to Sam and good luck on the rest of your season. And coming down the 481, the very anticipated move Cuse fans have been waiting for has finally arrived. Gavin Doty, the upcoming junior, has followed his coach at Siena and Jerry McNamara to the Syracuse Orange. Doty was the main reason the Saints were even close to upsetting the #1 seed Duke Blue Devils, putting up 21 points in the March Madness tournament. And in partnering with Kyan Anthony, the future looks very bright for Otto and the Orange. And coming down to the Big Apple, the New York Giants were left in shock when their all-pro defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence requested a trade on April 6th. The dancing defenseman definitely had a down year this past season, only having half a sack and 31 total tackles. However, his presence on the stat sheet does not match his prowess on the field at all, collecting plenty of quarterback pressures. And top locations for him to land this season include the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Las Vegas Raiders. And folks, the dance is done with the Michigan Wolverines and the UConn Huskies playing for it all last night. We start here with Michigan looking to continue their dominant run, but the Huskies would not go down fighting as the Connecticut hero Braylon Mullins hits a 3 to get the 2-point lead with 6 minutes left in the first. The Wolverines won't give up, though, and the transition layup by Yaxel Lendenberg would clank off the rim only to be jammed down by Roddy Gale Jr. over Terrace Reed. Throw down the hammer, and Michigan would keep packing on the points as we see Elliot Cadeau with the and one over solo ball. Absolutely loving it, Cadeau. What a game, as we're going to see him one more time kick it out to no man's land. Trey Ball. The fans are absolutely losing it in the stands. And Caravan would try to bring this back here. You see a steal under the basket, and he might go all the way for a very contested layup. However, UConn would not be able to pull this back as the Michigan Wolverines would win this game 69-63. And now we'll reveal our picture of this week after the break on WTOP-10.
We had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch. Well, do we have a show for you? Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10. Go home, that's 3 hours from now! Maybe that's the best thing you can do.
But after he gets possessed,
his show becomes a smash hit.
Now he's got the greenest show on WTOP-10.
A lot of green going on tonight.
We'll be holding on forever.
Don't miss the limited run of
those great people being
If you like action, romance,
Polly sister, if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10. Tonight's Picture of the Week features 3 lifesavers from our show.
Josh, Aurora, and Jenna all stepped up today to fill in for our anchor and producer positions.
They each worked hard and came in on their free time.
We appreciate their hard work and dedication to the club.
Attaboy, Josh.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys. Appreciate it.
It's awesome.
And then shout out to Aurora and Jenna in the back.
In the back.
So how about Final Sports? Anything on Final Sports?
I'm going to go to, speaking of the World Cup, I mentioned we're going to go to the European side of soccer. The Champions League quarterfinals happened today, 2 parts of it. Bayern won 2-1 at the Bernabeu in Spain against Real Madrid, and Sporting almost upset Arsenal but didn't in a 1-0 win for Arsenal.
Dang, that is crazy.
That basketball game last night too, man. What a game.
Electric, absolutely electric. What you got for weather over there, Bradley?
So, I mean, you know, it's almost just like a roll of the dice kind of whatever again at this point, especially with the temperatures that we've been seeing. Snow last night.
Yeah.
I mean, getting back kind of from just like a little late night walk, just
sick of
seeing
it.
snow everywhere was just absolutely insane. How quickly that snow accumulated too, just off the wall insane. I mean, however, we have seen snow in May before. I'm not going to hold that out of the equation.
Yeah, you can't.
Don't put that out
it.
there. Knock on wood or something, please.
Yeah, you can't jinx that.
60s next week.
So
Okay.
Maybe we will see
now we're
some
talking
sort of
here.
warmer
We're
weather.
talking.
We absolutely need some warmer weather. I mean, honestly, my question is Are we gonna actually like get like normal weather at some point, or is it just gonna keep bouncing around like this until we get to December next year?
Oswego. We'll find
You guys
out.
are gonna have to
We'll
stay
find
tuned
out
just like our
tomorrow.
audience back home.
All right.
So.
Well, that's our report for tonight.
And be sure to stay tuned for Oswego, Lazo, and Jeopardy.
Thank you all for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.